media was
wasn't there.
was not there, so we were actually depending on commentaries. So I have him on the line. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Very well, thank you. Yourself?
We are great, thank you, and we are happy that you could spare some time to be with us on Sports with the Boys. Now we are discussing Zambian football and its development. Let's get back and look at where it really started from. You've been there, you've seen it all. Do you think our league has improved? Let's begin from there, because teams like Mighty Mfrila Wanderers are struggling. There are other teams that are dominating now. We have Zesco, we have other teams that have come on board. What would you say about our Zambian league?
Well, it depends on what aspect of league football you're looking at. If you're looking at the commercial side, I would say the clubs have made quite a lot of progress in recent years. FIFA introduced this program of club licensing, where clubs had to meet certain standards to play in the top league. So in issues of commercialization, in issues of having financial accounts, etc., I would say that we've come quite some distance from the times when clubs were owned as departments of companies. If you're talking about football on the field, I would have a slightly different opinion. I would say that I think in the 70s and the 80s, obviously the game has come a long way since then in terms of fitness, etc. But I would say that we had a product at that time that could draw thousands of people into the stadium based on the quality of the football. But also that should come with a qualification, in that we didn't have televised football from Europe to the extent that we do today. I mean, in those days we would watch once a week on a Friday, maybe a highlights package. Once a week we would watch the game. Probably in a whole year, the only live game you would watch was the FA Cup final. So very much football was rooted in the local product. But we had players who had gone through proper development in that era. And by proper development, I talk about organized football starting from primary school level, starting in the communities where kids are 7, 8 years old, playing in structures where you train, you play league games, etc. Now, all that happened to fall away at the start of the 90s with the liberalization of Zambian economy and companies being sold off. And the new owners who took over previously state-owned companies then decided that, running social amenities or running sports wasn't really a priority. So we lost something in that window. And I would say, therefore, that we do not have the quality players we had in the past in terms of ability to play on the field. We do have players who are good, but I would say that the players of the earlier era, having worked or developed in a structure, gave us much more than we are able to see from the players of today.
We've seen an influx of foreign players coming into our league. Is that a good thing? There are arguments in that regard. Other people have said it will dilute our national team. Others have said it will make our league competitive. In fact, other people have even further argued to say it will improve the performance of the Chipolo Polo at the end of the day. Do you agree with that notion?
I will speak from two different hats. Firstly, I will speak from the national team perspective. Obviously, a lot of our younger players are not getting opportunities because clubs believe that they can get talent from outside the country, who can be able to do a job for them. So if you have, for example, 6, 7 foreign players, that means there are 6 or 7 Zambian players not playing in a starting lineup. So from that perspective, obviously it is something that you would question if you were looking from a national team perspective. If you're looking from a commercialization point of view, I will go back a couple of years and remind you of the time when we had live broadcasts from SuperSport of the leagues of Nigeria, Uganda, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and several others. Today, only Zambia is broadcast by SuperSport. And that means that, something about the Zambian league is attractive for SuperSport to remain with one African league outside of the leagues of South Africa. Now, the Zambian League has become quite cosmopolitan in that you have players from Kenya, from West Africa, etc. And this has become a draw card and a viewing card for fans. So, for example, in Nairobi, with the large presence of Kenyans in Zambia, there is quite a bit of interest in Zambian football there. You know, our neighbors like Malawi have constantly followed Zambian football as well as Zimbabwe. So we have an audience now growing in West Africa. I have some people in West Africa who previously would talk to me about watching Zambian League. So this makes it attractive. So SuperSport is still willing to invest, and the sponsorship money is in excess of $1 million a year going into Zambian football because it's a product that draws people to buy decoders or to watch their decoders. So from a commercial point of view, if you take away the international perspective, and I can give you an example of the English League, which I think a lot of us follow quite religiously across Africa. If you were to, for example, implement certain restrictions around foreign players, I don't think a Liverpool without Salah, Sadio Mane, etc., Firmino would be as attractive as what we're watching today. So you also have to look at the commercial perspective because the league has to grow commercially, it has to grow financially. So you will be taking away certain elements. But again, there are restrictions on what level of foreign players can come into England or what level of foreign players should be allowed to play in a country unless they meet certain criteria. And I believe that is what the Football Association of Zambia is trying to do now, to say we don't have a problem with foreign players, but there must be certain qualifications. For example, X number, let's say for example 5 only as a limit. Let's say also that you must be a national team player where you come from, or in a player who is playing at continental level through their clubs. And I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying that's the criteria that we'll use. But a certain criteria has to be put in place to ensure that you are not depriving a young boy who, you know, by taking a Ghanaian player into the first division or into even the second division, and depriving young players of opportunities to develop equally in the country. So there must be a set standard.
Okay, you've traveled with the national team to so many countries. Just share with us during your years of football commentary and broadcasting, which one was your highlight? Which game do you still remember, and why?
It's difficult to pick one. I would say I'll pick two that I personally went to watch. I'm not going to count what I watched on TV. I would say the 4-0 defeat of Italy in South Korea at the Olympics in 1988. You know, for the first time, I saw a Zambian team dismantle a country that was rated extremely highly in African football. And when you look at the Olympics then, it wasn't the rules that we have today of under 23. That was an Olympic side, and the only qualification was that players who had played at the World Cup previously could not play in the Olympics. But everybody else was eligible. And obviously, Italy were beginning to prepare for their 1990 World Cup, and that was the team, you know, that was going through rigorous preparation. They had just played Euro 88 in the same year, where they reached, I think, the semi-final in 88. And then they came to the Olympics with a strong side, and nobody had any expectations of a Zambian win. But we all recall what happened, and we beat them 4-0. And then my second game, I know you asked for one, would be the 1994 Africa Cup final, of course, where Zambia got to the final and, you know, played some of the most beautiful football, particularly in the last 25 minutes when we were searching for the equalizer. And unfortunately, we lost that to Nigeria. I would have loved to say 2012, but I was not in Gabon, so I can't really rate it as one of the highlights because I was not really there in person. But of course, it ranks there highly as one of the greatest moments for Zambian football, and also for myself.
That was quite an experience. But in terms of journalism, do you think sports journalists are painting a proper picture for Zambian football? Are you happy with the way articles are coming out, the way stories? Are we helping in marketing the game?
I think we do quite well. When you look at African media across the board, I think Zambia is reasonably up there, but I believe that there's a lot of scope to do better. A lot of the coverage is around news and results and not so much going behind the scenes and going in depth to look at. I mean, we all know that Zesco United is one of the most successful clubs in Zambian history, if you look particularly, let's say, in the last decade or so. But we need to dig deeper and find out what is it that works at Zesco United to make them what they have become. What do they do that other clubs are not doing? And to get the inside story. You know, we talk about, and I mentioned earlier, players from the 70s and 80s and going into the mid-90s before our football collapsed for about a decade and then only started to come back more recently. I mean, we have to look at what, you know, the tools of success in our football and see how we are trying to what we need to do to reinvent Zambian football to get back to those high levels where we had players who, you know, were spoken about all over Africa. And yes, we do have good teams now. I mean, reaching 2012 and beyond that, Zambia is still respected, but we don't have players who, you know, people will talk about. I mean, I remember when I was in Ghana and Abedi Pele was asking me about Godfrey Chitalu because he watched him in 1978 as a boy, you know, or you're in Egypt and they talk about Alex Chola. Even to this date, the older people will bring up those names, but we don't seem to have the players who can match that level. So I believe we must go look at our history, learn from there, and then enhance it with the new development, the new technologies, and the new challenges of the environment to find a way to get back to the top where we were in terms of individual quality players.
Okay. One last question before you go. Our administrators, have they done a good job in terms of managing our game? I'm not looking only at FAS, but I'm looking at various clubs.
Yeah, if it were an exam, I would give them 60%. And I say this because we have to reinvent Zambian football. We have to commercialize Zambian football. We don't have a huge ZCCM or a huge Zambia Railways to be bankrolling clubs the way we used to do so in earlier decades. Now the onus is on clubs to generate revenues to be able to run their programs. So you must generate, let's say, as power dynamos, enough money to be able to pay your players, to run your youth teams, to do youth development, all the aspects, you know, have the latest equipment. You see these days those vests that give all the information on heart rate, speed, etc. We need to enhance ourselves, and that costs money. And I think football is a product, and a product that should sell itself. So we need to look at the commercial side of the game. And yes, it's not something we will do, you know, overnight. So, but let's say let's set a target of generating 1/3 of our revenues, you know, in the next 2 years, coming from purely football sources, and then grow that until we reach a stage where, you know, the commercialization of football becomes a big thing, and we are able to fund our clubs and be competitive. Because if you look at the North African clubs, the following they have, the resources they have, you know, it is going to be difficult for our Zambian football or Southern African football or East African football to challenge the likes of Esperance, Wydad Casablanca, Zamalek, Al Ahly, because they have put themselves commercially on another planet. So if it comes to paying a player $40,000 a year, they are able to do that if that player is worth that amount. So we, on the administrative side, still need a bit of work to do on the commercialization and the professionalism of how our clubs are run. So I would say 60%.
Okay, thank you very much for giving us your time and being part of sports with the boys today. We are grateful.
Welcome anytime.
Okay.